Hey, what up, everybody? Stevie Breach coming to you tonight, and I just finished watching Total Divas. I'm one of the few people that's going to come on here, and I will admit to you that I like watching this show. I think it's a good, fun hour of television. I think that if it didn't have to do with WWE, I don't think that I would be interested in watching this show the least. I thought that it was a very fun, good hour. I think that the backstage stuff that we get to see, the going-ons of wrestlers coming in and wrestlers coming out, and seeing people talk to people in and out of character, I think was very, very good. And I will say that I look forward to seeing next week and the week after that, and seeing what happens when this show hits its season finale. And this is wrestling. People come, people go. Are they going to protect most of these girls, and they won't see that they're releases, even though they have no talent, for the basis of that they have a TV show on E? Or is it just going to come up? She was on the season finale and she was involved in a cliffhanger, but she got fired and she's not in WWE anymore. And, we're not going to give you this girl, but, here's this other girl that we're hoping that you will want to watch in her place. It's not like when you watch Kardashians or anything like that, you don't fire people from your family. But the WWE is a company that, wrestlers come in, wrestlers go. It could be anything. I mean, any of these girls could get a DUI, and when they get pulled over, it could have a trunk full of heroin, and it leads to their release. It's just something that's going to happen, and they'll have to explain it somewhere along the way, Daniel Bryan got fired once before. He could get fired once again. It more than likely is not going to happen, but it could, and he's a major part of this TV show. To break down this whole show, I'm going to have to go off memory. I didn't really take much notes, but I did take some notes, and it's basically mostly just because I can't remember which Bella is which Bella, so I always have to start out my notes with saying Brie is with Daniel Bryan, Nikki is with John Cena. It's the only way that I'm going to be able to figure out what the hell is going on this show. But nothing goes in chronological order, so basically we'll just break this down by who is the most important of the show. Tonight's main eventer was Eva Marie. Basically, her and JoJo are stuck together at the hip. JoJo, second week in a row, I see nothing in this girl. She doesn't bring anything to the TV show. If you watched that movie, Another Teen Movie, they have the black kid that was on the Cosby Show, and I can't remember what they say his role in is that movie, but basically they make fun of the fact that he's just the black guy in the group of friends that's there to say, damn, snap, and all sorts of that. That's the way that I see JoJo now. She doesn't bring anything to the table. She's just there to react when Eva Marie gets engaged. Eva Marie's boyfriend, who is not in the wrestling business, but wears armbands for some reason. He has to be some sort of a dancer or something like that, but he comes and he proposes to Eva because he misses her and loves her so much, and more than likely probably knows that she's going to be on the road with all these other dudes, and feels, I felt like he felt like he has a chance that he's going to lose this girl, and she might be the best looking girl that he's ever been with. So this is like his desperation chance to make sure that he can keep this girl. And we're going to see where that goes from here, because it was pushed to the limit, this relationship this week. Basically, she wanted a job in WWE so bad where she got put on the main roster. She's probably sick of getting these NXT checks, and she wants some WWE checks. Much like when you're in AAA baseball, the margin of salary between one and the other it's huge. It's monumental. There's a movie out there, it's a documentary. It's on Netflix, or you can get the DVD, or you can rent it however you want to. It's about AAA baseball making the move to Major League Baseball and being that guy on the team who knows he's the best guy on his AAA team, but just can't find a spot in Major League Baseball. It's called A Player to Be Named Later. Follows the Major League Milwaukee Brewers and a lot of the guys out there, and I've gotten way off track. But it's honestly, if you're a fan of baseball, it's honestly a real good movie to check out. I can't remember the guy's name, but one of the guys that's involved in that movie that's breaking into AAA and trying to make that move, guy ended up being a big portion of the Oakland A's team. I think he was after Miguel Tejada left. He made a way over there, and he was a good guy on the A's before it broke loose and he lost him. But Eva Marie says she can dance and that she wants to be, Fandango's dancer. She's that she sees that he's been having, you know, different dancers come and go, and she wants to fill that role. So she lies and tells Mrs. John Laurinaitis, whatever her name is, that she is a dancer, that she has a dance background. It wasn't in her her bio, it wasn't anything until this point, and now she wants to say that she's a dancer, and they give her a tryout for Monday Night Raw. Thankfully, they didn't take her word for it, and they didn't put her on live TV. The bitch can't dance. I mean, that's it. Her dancing sucks. And FANDANGO had to lead her through everything she wanted to do. She didn't even get a try to do it again. She just basically went out there and said, "Feet, please do what I hope you can do, and we'll see if we can get this job." She got in so much trouble, she got called to the office. The fake Vince McMahon office. She went into the same office that they used for Monday Night Raw, for Vince McMahon's big office that they used for a lot of debuts and stuff, and sat on that leather couch that nobody ever seems to sit on Monday Night Raw. And Stephanie McMahon came in and read her the rights. They should have fired her on the spot. I think that, honestly, she is the biggest star out of these two. She's hot. She looks good. Her red hair makes her stand out. Even John Cena pointed out that she was the better of the two, which really pissed off Nikki. And Nikki does not want anything to do with this bitch. I fucking hate Nikki too, by the way. Eva stood out as the major heel tonight, but Nikki is still that bitch that I don't really like at all. Basically, that revolved all around her thing. She tried to go on a date with FANDANGO. She didn't want it to be a date, and FANDANGO tried to make it seem like it wasn't a date either. But once they got to the club, I didn't see any other dudes there. So many dudes have pulled this card before. She wants a job. He's the guy who's probably going to have to go to the boss and say, "I want this one." And she knew that too, and it went as far as it could. But I bet that chick, or that dude that got engaged to Eva, he might not have known about what was going on in this episode, but he knows now, and I bet there's some explaining going on to do in that house. Let's see. The other main storyline was the switching roles of Brie and Daniel Bryan, Nikki and John Cena. They each got to experience each other's world, and if you break this down, basically what it was, they went to John Cena's mansion. It's a fucking mansion. Of course it's going to be nice. And they fell in love with it. To me, honestly, none of that shit is yours, Nikki. Maybe one day it will be, but as of right now, you're treating everything. The Maserati, the house, the pool, the champagne, this, that, and the other. You're showing it off to your sister like you bought that. You didn't buy shit. John bought that shit. And if it wasn't for you opening up your legs and John hitting that every once in a while, you wouldn't even be there. I don't know how much in love John is with Nikki, but Nikki comes off as a huge bitch on the show. I hate this chick. Brie comes off as a normal chick with Daniel Bryan, but they go back to their house, probably in Aberdeen, Washington. I'm not sure if it was in San Diego or not, but this was the house that I guess Daniel Bryan was raised in. And, Brie, who comes off as an easy chick, Daniel Bryan showing off the house, this is his parents' bed frame, this is their, this, that, and the other. And Brie's starting to have, some gestures of like, is this ever going to be my house? It'll be nice to be our house. I like coming here. But, Nikki actually wanted to actually knock the fucking walls down, it seemed like, and build this huge, big old house there. Brie goes good with Daniel Bryan, but with Nikki around, you can definitely see that Nikki likes to stir Brie's pot and make her something that she's not. Maybe Brie does want to live in Tampa, maybe live in San Diego. I'm sure Daniel Bryan do whatever the hell she wants to. I mean, I don't really see him saying that he's not going to follow her. They got to have something going on. But Nikki in the top cutting the wood. I'm talking wood, baby. That was the only bright spot of her. The dancing fat chicks. Their whole thing comes down to they need new outfits. They don't want to have the WrestleMania spectacular again. They're basically going to fire Sandra, who is the WB seamstress, behind her back. They call up somebody in Hollywood to make some stuff. They send them out some outfits that are neon green that I don't know what they were thinking about when they were wearing. But one of them liked them. The other one didn't like them. And they went to Sandra because WB looked at them and they didn't like them at all. So they're not sexy, and you got to find something else to wear. It sounded like one of them sounded like she was going to be able to make it up with Sandra. Sandra sort of sounded like, they took her apology, which was a pretty sorry sack of shit apology, honestly. And I said, you ain't coming around here no more. I said, I ain't going to sew you nothing. So they got to go out and they got to find somebody else to make their stuff. See whatever the hell's going on. I mean, I think that's basically everything that was involved in the show. That was 1 hour TV. I loved it. The one thing I love about this show more than anything else is that, well, Freaking88 put up an awesome review. Hopefully he'll do another review tonight or tomorrow. I haven't had a chance to see if he was going to watch the show tonight, but he'll make the video when he can. Was when you go to like wrestling websites that normally have like good reviews written up about Monday Night Raw, that, you know, is it, like, say if you're not able to watch a show because you're somewhere else that doesn't have TV, or you don't want to watch it, you can actually read it. They put it into words and it actually reads like you're reading a real article, I guess you can say. And it really breaks down everything that happens. Like, they put him in headlock, put him in chinlock, so you can sort of like watch the match in your mind. Somebody's writing up fucking Total Divas reports, and it says like, she said this and she said that, blah blah blah, and you read this and you're like, oh fuck me, you know, you can actually sort of watch the show without watching the show. I think that's pretty hysterical. The Total Divas TV report. This was episode 2. I had a lot of fun, and we'll see you next week, because I had a ton of fun watching this show. As long as I can watch it on Sundays and review it, I'll get you a video every Sunday. Peace. Oh, you said it sucked? They're actually going to show these. Is this show going to go up against SummerSlam? I guess it is. What are you going to do? Watch SummerSlam or watch Total Divas? Leave your comment below.